Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. We're going to do a collective tarot reading tonight, and we're also going to do live polls. I'm not going to stay on super late tonight, so this won't be like a 4-hour long reading, which I absolutely love doing, but sis needs some rest today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So those of the highest vibrational light and frequency collectively share messages of love and light. We're going to see what energy is for you today. And remember to take what is resonating with you. You do not have to carry in your energy the entire story. And also ask you that maybe if it may not resonate with you right away, but it might be worth reflecting on, because sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes we receive messages, we're not quite sure what they mean, but it doesn't mean they won't be resonating later on, like in the week or throughout the month. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. We also have the World card. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I'm getting a lot of upside down energy. Yeah, busy thoughts. Perhaps for some of you lately, I'm seeing like the last 2 weeks have been a progression of you having really high emotions, like feeling really happy and blissful, and then going back into some sort of doubt, especially around your manifestations. And there seems to be, for some reason, I just keep seeing like a cup of love or a cup of high frequency energy, but you like the hand is covering it, as if like maybe subconsciously you're worried about fully leaning into your manifestations and allowing your emotions to guide you wherever your path wants to go. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse. So not really fully seeing. It feels like where this energy is lingering and has been lingering the last like week or two is not really fully seeing maybe where your money is going to come from, and feeling a little bit off balance every once in a while. It's like you're trying to be strong and you're trying to believe as hard as you can, but you feel almost like a little bit of disappointment. And at least that's what Spirit is acknowledging. But there's also on the spread like a very strong energy around putting in the effort. Like you've been putting in the effort to feel peace. You've been putting in the effort to feel peace. Because we also have the Seven of Wands here in reverse, which is like maybe in the past you've allowed yourself to just believe these negative thoughts or things that hold back your manifestations or keep you back from love. And I'm getting mostly like love of yourself. And now you're like looking at them and questioning them or wanting to engage with them so that you can understand another level of who you are, because we have the Devil card here with the Sun clarifying it, which is like you realizing that your illumination of the truth is really the way out of this old way of thinking that hasn't really helped you in the past. Yeah. So you have the Eight of Cups here. This has been your energy. And whenever you see this, right, this is a timeless reading, but this is your energy of walking away from that life. And your guides are acknowledging that you've been doing this work, but it's like the way you're doing it this time is showing up a lot more different than you have in the past. It's like you've intentionally integrated parts of yourself and intentionally made the space, or intentionally had conversations with people, or intentionally rested because you knew that this was coming up. It was like you're actively looking into your toolbox. And we have the World card here of you knowing that you have all this like limitless energy at your fingertips, but it's just your mind that has been a little bit louder than usual. And it's because in the past you weren't able to see the perspective of why you needed to do the healing, of why you needed to acknowledge this energy, but now you do. And in the past you weren't letting that cycle go away or leave. Or I'm also getting like maybe you're actively doing cord cuttings or clearing your energy, or like cleansing your space, like you're giving things away, but in a way that's like, it's not in a frantic, fearful way. It's in an embodiment of I'm grounded, I deserve this type of way. Hi, PC. Oh my goodness, it's so on point. It's mind blowing. I love that. But you're, how are you? How's your vibe today? But it's interesting to see it on the spread, because it's very clear, like it's a very clear story that your guides are wanting to confirm for you, of like witnessing you and your strength and your beauty. Yeah, we have hermit on the bottom, of like, I'm gonna hike up this mountain, I'm gonna be in hermit mode, but it doesn't mean that I'm looking down at other people from this ego sense. I'm here actively changing my life, and I'm looking at my shadows. Like it's like, instead of you being on the mountain and looking at the town, like you're actively holding your light over the deepest depths of you, and being curious about them, being tender about them, and asking them, like, where did you come from? Like, where did this emotion come from? And then allowing yourself to reveal it, and allowing yourself to heal, or allowing yourself to be able to express in whatever way you want to express. Because I'm also getting, for some of you, you've had a past where you haven't really been able to express at all. And so now you're in this phase of like really being this sun card, like, you know, how valuable it is to you to be yourself, and how light it feels in your heart, and in your spirit, to be able to let go. And you're not seeing your healing as a weakness, is important for someone. Yeah, because we have the child, like, reminiscent card here, of like, maybe you were like a more expressive or emotional. Hi, how are you? Maybe you were like a more expressive child that was very much so in their emotions, but maybe your I'm hearing like family, you like literally family, maybe your family didn't know how to deal with that, and so you stopped being emotional. Like, you literally had to stop being emotional. I changed my name, LOL, from Emerald Bunny, I just realized. Soul of Ama, I love that. I didn't say anything. Hello, how's it going? I'm great. I'm really good. How are you doing, TikTok? I have a hmm. What are you humming about? What are you humming about? Let's see what else wants to come out for you. Yeah. So we have spirit here and your guides really saying that they were not only watching your childhood and like watching over you, but they're going to be serving some sort of justice, and whatever that means for your life, it is what it is. But it's their it's I'm hearing like your guides or spirit is they're protecting you in this space, so that you can have justice, meaning you can balance the scales in your own life, meaning you can find um, who you truly are without the pressure of having to worry about day-to-day things. And it's almost like you might be having some trouble um, really grounding into that truth, and realizing, hold on, and realizing that you're so protected, and that you do have the time and the space to be able to heal more deeply. um, and that's what you're getting used to in this phase. It's like your money isn't going to disappear, or your life isn't going to fall to shambles if you take a day off, or you take 2 days off, because there's something that's in you that's ready to come up. It's ready to be cleared away. It's ready to be let go of. Because again, with the justice card, this is spirit and your guides, and with the Knight of Wands, like really lighting your path aflame, and showing you that you can safely be on your path and do the healing that you are wanting to do. How can I clear out my energy? It depends on what energy you're trying to clear out, cleansing your space in any way possible, cleansing your body. All I've been doing is inner child healing, mother and father wounds, realizing how horrible they were on purpose. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you're, like coming to that sense of acceptance is one of the biggest things, right? It's not that you have to like feel any deep love for them, right? Because it's very challenging, and you don't have to feel deep love for people who have harmed you, but it's coming to an acceptance of the reality that you are in so that you can actually heal and let go and forgive for yourself. Forgive in the sense that like you don't have to agree with anything that they said. Forgive as in I make peace with it. I don't have to make peace with you, but I make peace with it so I can have peace, right? Um, I've been led to light pink candles, and yes, for sure, lots of emotional healing and awareness. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Pink has been a like very big vibe lately, very big vibe. Um, Heart space healing, beautiful energy, very Aphrodite, like Mother Mary energy. People are trying to force me out of my workplace by using sneaky tactics like bullying, gossip, and pressure. Essentially, I don't want to leave because apart from that, it's a good situation for me. Yeah, I mean, your best defense is going to be your own mindset and your own positivity, right? Because they won't be able to cause issues around you if you are not receptive to it. You can have a reading at the end, and it's once I'm done with the collective, then I'll do live pulls and I'll put the CashApp up. I honestly feel sorry for them because they were truly hurting. I have the power to transmute what they couldn't. Exactly, there's empowerment in that. Yeah, taking some stillness. So if any of you feel called to take some rest, or feel called to maybe take a day outside, Spirit is also saying that that's really important for you to do. Um, it's important for you to get outside, or even just journaling or having some peace. Maybe you need to like change your scenery, go to a coffee shop, bring your journal, stare off into the universe. Like it feels like it's okay to explore the energy that is living within you, so that you can receive the help that you need. Yeah. So we have the lovers here with the Three of Cups in reverse and leaning towards this energy of self-love. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be a part of communities right now, because with this Three of Cups in reverse, it's like being in the opposite energy of that. So be mindful of who you're hanging out with this week or this weekend, especially because we have Dia de los Muertos coming, or if you celebrate Halloween or like whatever you celebrate, there's this energy of being mindful of the energy that you are allowing into your space. But I became really unbearable. I'm sorry. Do you have good self-care practices? I'm not carrying on their wounds. I have been doing trust exercise with myself and the universe. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Yes, trust in the universe, trust your path. Lean in as much as you can. Let's get clarity on this card, please. We have the Hermit popping out again. Yeah, it's also this energy of like maybe in the past, spending time alone or with your own energy felt like, for some of you, this isn't for everybody, felt like maybe it put you into an energy of despair or anxiety, but this is a new journey. And your guides want to remind you of that. This is a new journey. This is a new beginning. And so this love and self-care is actually going to balance your energy, going to help your manifestations come in. And so do your best to shift out of the energy of like wanting to distract yourself every once in a while. That's not going to be for everyone. Yeah, Ace of Wands here, because some of you have businesses and things you're wanting to manifest, even for love relationships and things like that. And you're only going to be able to hear what you need to do next or know what to heal next if you take quiet during this time. There's also, again, this energy of money keeps coming up. So if you've been focusing on money and bills and things like that, this is confirmation for you. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. Like, don't hold on to like grasping to money, because you're going to like suffocate the frequency of money, and money grows and flows and goes like it spends itself and then it comes back to you, and you have to be receptive to that. Doesn't mean you go out and spend all your money, but the universe is saying, like, if you hyper focus on it so much, the energy will constrict and less can flow to you. I found this makeshift pond and I go at night and sit for 1 hour and watch the geese and ducks sit in peace and float on the waves. I'm calling that in for myself. That's beautiful. That sounds so peaceful. Have you all been going outside? What about you, TikTok? Yeah. So you have a tower moment coming with finances. It doesn't mean that it's like bad whatsoever. This is literally change in your finances, and a quick change in your finances. So it could happen all at once. It could happen when you least expect it, but get out of the way. Like, don't try and force the money to come a certain way. I've been thinking that I need to become more comfortable with staying alone with myself and thoughts. Well, that's your confirmation, right? This is how your manifestation is going to come in. That's how this new beginning happens for you, is when you can feel comfortable with yourself and your time to yourself, so that you can really enjoy life, right? Because we're all conditioned to believe that the only way to be happy is with external things. And while, yes, it is human nature to want to, be around community and all those things, spiritually, there is a lot of connection and wholeness that can be found within being in peace, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of the things around you, right? That ultimate bliss, that ultimate freedom of, no matter what happens in my life, I will be able to create that happiness, because I am the happiness, I am the love, I am the frequency. And it's not an egotistical way of living. It's a way of understanding your human experience with your spiritual experience, and alleviating suffering in your own life. I love this reading so much. Yeah, it feels good to hear the confirmation, especially being in hermit mode right now. So glad to see you are back. Hi, it's great to see you. Yes, I did take a week off 2 weeks ago. Yes. Nods. And sit with unpleasant emotions and transform the process them, not escape. Exactly. We can, there's no reason to. Yeah. So we do have the King of Pentacles in reverse with this Ace of Pentacles. Like, you have opportunities that are coming to you that are going to change your life, but the only way that they're going to be able to come in is when you start seeing yourself as this King of Pentacles, the one who can create the money, the one who believes in the money. Not saying you have to go out and like force things. It means you are powerful to manifest the income that you're wanting. You attract effortlessly whoa, opportunities towards you. And that I'm also getting, like, you don't have this energy of like someone's going to come into your life and just like save you from everything. No, like the universe and your guides have been trying to teach you that you are your strongest asset. Like, you are the asset. You are the asset, not everything around you. You are the asset. You are the one with a magnetic aura. You are the one that deserves this bliss. Hold on. I don't know why it's filtering weird things like this. TikTok is strange. That was definitely for me. I love that. You are the one who deserves this life. Yeah. Ten of Wands. This opportunity that's coming towards you, it's going to help you feel a lot of peace, but you have to create the peace for yourself so you can receive it. Yeah, the Empress. It's like your mind is like at that last stage of like letting go of old energy. It's like maybe throughout the day, like 80% of the day, you're like, oh, I'm amazing. And then like 20% of the day, you're like, what? I I don't think I can do this. Or maybe there's a lot of emotions coming out. And so spirit wants you to ground into that energy of being the King of Pentacles for yourself. Oops. Hi, how are you? Hello, Nia. The title, doubts of the, title, the little doubts creeping in. Yeah, doubts are going to creep in right before your manifestation comes in. Like right before, because you can feel the energy and it's approaching you and it's moving silently and you're not quite sure what to do. And then all of a sudden it gets really silent and then spirit goes kaboom with the tower moment. And so what spirit and your guides will sometimes do is like force you into the change and like pull stuff away from you to help you see that you are still doubting yourself. To help you see that like you're the only one that's slowing it down. And so they will force you into this change and test the water, right? The universe always tests you. Your guides always test you because they need to know if you're paying attention. They need to know if you're ready. They need to know if you're going to handle it okay. Yeah, we have them putting you into an energy of the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles moving into a lot more money, but you have to be ready. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So you coming out of hardship. How many of you believe that you are the King of Pentacles energy? Be honest. Mind, body, spirit, answer. In this moment, do you believe that you are the embodiment of the King of Pentacles? Oh my gosh, I did not recognize that. I had no idea you were Shantae. Hi. I had no idea what your TikTok was. I'm so happy I got on this live. Okay, yay. Now I know who you are. I know it. I feel it. Beautiful. Thanks for being honest. I don't think so. Yeah. And that's okay. Right? It starts there. Just being honest. Yeah. It's good to be honest. It's good to be honest because then you will, that's when the healing begins and you open up the energetic path. Because sometimes people say they know and they're like they are that energy, but they don't realize they're not embodying it. You know, like there's a difference between knowing something and feeling something and your soul being in that energy. Right? There's a big difference. I don't believe it, but I'm trying. Keep trying. Keep going. It continues, it continues on your journey. And the best part is the universe is always going to help you. The universe is always going to help you. Yeah, look at this. We have the Four of Wands here as a celebration card for you. So do not give up. Don't give up. You have this happily ever after. This is such a sweet reading. So no matter what, you keep going, even if you can't see the way, or even if you wake up a little shaky. I wake up shaky all the time. The other day, I woke up and I was like, it was like an old version of me. I woke up so triggered, so triggered. So many F-bombs were playing in my mind. I was like, and bloop you, and bloop, not saying it, but that's how my energy thought. And I was like, you're gonna sit on your yoga mat for like 2 hours and you're going to do a long flow and we're going to work through this. It's like therapy Z comes out and I'm like, who are you, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, exactly. You just have to keep going. You have to keep going. I really do feel wealthy every day, even when I'm bawling like a big ass baby. I know it. It's part of why I'm crying, because why it's not reflecting. Yeah. Crying is such a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful gift to have. It's a beautiful gift to have. Oh my goodness. Come on, people. This is confirmation that I'm going to pull from here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Cups. This is your fulfillment. I feel like Spirit just wrapped up that reading so well and gave you the biggest confirmation that it all works out in the end and you are on the right path and you know what to do now. You know that it's a matter of just continuing to hold the frequency every single day, even on the days that are hard, even on the days where you have no fucking clue what you're doing that day, even on the days where you're like, I don't know what's going on in my business. I don't know what I'm going to create today. I don't know why I feel like crying all day. I'm just going to lay in bed. Doesn't matter. You keep going. You put on your subliminals. You listen to your music. You get outside. You go to the water. Like all that matters is that you make another choice to support yourself through this journey. Right? Yeah, woo! I love that. It's so magical. I'm gonna pull advice cards for you to focus on this week. I'm seeing the number 9. This is the end of a cycle for a lot of you. And it's also a confirmation. I'm also hearing something that happened today, which I completely ignored. Didn't even realize. I was walking and this guy out of nowhere, this Mexican out of nowhere, just yells at me and he's like, 999, 999. I was like, huh? So let that be confirmation for you. You're at this stage now. Shift your energy. Also shift it with Dia de los Muertos. Ask your ancestors for help. Come to Z School for the Gifted. We're going into candle magic again. You can bring a candle if you want to work on your manifestation. I'm also going to teach about creating petition papers and spell work. The link is going to be on my profile or in the description. I highly recommend you do there. It's going to be a lot of fun because it'll be before Dia de los Muertos. It's a perfect time. November is fast manifestation. If you also need any sort of personal reading, definitely let me know. I'm going to do Tarot 10 in a minute. But if you want an extended reading and you're like, I'm ready to just go get a personal reading, or I invite you to join More Than Worthy. I'm going to be closing one of my tier 3 programs for More Than Worthy on 11/22. So if you want details about that, just apply for it in my link tree and we can chat about it. Let's see. Can we get 3 cards? What do we have? That's bad. Not bad for you, but I just made a joke in my head. So what we have the first card out as advice for the week is karmic justice. We also had the justice card come out earlier in the reading. If you weren't here yet, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. But your guides just want you to keep this energy in you that you are being given the gift of justice in your own life, meaning things that happened to you in the past, everything's going to be going right for you now going forward. So don't be afraid to make decisions, because it may feel like sometimes when you want to do something for yourself, you want to invest in yourself, or you want to take a risk, you immediately start thinking about the past. But Spirit is saying you're free of the past. This is karmic justice time. This is your good karma. This is your dharma. This is everything coming forward for you because you went through this journey. You've been helping a lot of people. You've been helping yourself, and you've been doing it with grace, right? And you've been showing up and lightening your heart and allowing it to shine to the rest of the world. So remember to focus on that energy for this week. And the second advice card is wisdom. So use your intuitive wisdom this week to help you make decisions, to guide you. I'm hearing in your business and in love. Those feel like the 2 most important ones. the money, you need to stop hyper focusing on that. Is what they want you to do. You like focus on things that you're wanting to manifest, but do it from a place of wisdom. It's like you're very gifted, but you don't pay attention to your intuition, and then you put yourself into a rut because of your mind. So they want you to focus on that energy, right? And also when you think about the octopus, I heard squid, and then I heard calamari. That's what I heard earlier. That's why I was laughing. I was like, um, uh, like some of them, are able to camouflage themselves or defend themselves when they need to, but they're it's always when you least expect it, and they live in a very like peaceful way and until they're bothered, right? Uh, and until they're bothered. So spirits like you don't have to show or reveal all of your cards to people at one time. Like let them work for it. Let them work for it. Meaning like you've overgiven enough in your life, like let people show you who they are, let people show you who you are. Yay, I'm glad you love the reading. It's hard to have finances in such a chokehold, but it has forced me to change so much inside, and how my values have changed. I didn't realize how much my sense of self was tied to it and grew my past. Yeah, that's the beauty of like when the universe or your ancestors or your guides begin to strip away the things that you are reliant on, you start to realize how you were not taking care of yourself and how reliant you were on self validation instead of being in the energy of love, right? Because it's like when you don't have those things, the only thing you can do is look at yourself, right? And sometimes there's an energy in the beginning of resentment or looking at other people with envy and all these things, and you have to face it. You have to face it. You have to face your triggers. You have to face your generational healing, because if you don't, there's no way you're ever going to be able to feel that deep love and value within yourself, because you don't value yourself. You've been living from a place where you've only valued the things around you because that's what you've been taught. And so you don't know how to take care of yourself. You don't know how to take care of yourself, which isn't helpful when it comes to being in a relationship, right? And it's like when there's that energy of I just want someone to save me, and it's like that's not a good energy to be in either, right? Because why are you expecting someone to change your entire life? Like why would you want to dump that onto someone when you have everything you need inside, right? Have a little bit more compassion and that sort of stuff. So the universe is always going to be guiding you to use your wisdom in that way, and strip away things so you can see who you are, right? It's such a gift. It always happens for you. um the last card that we have here, which actually came out in reverse, we have the courage card. So your guides in the universe and your ancestors want you to find that deep strength. Also, when we were doing tarot earlier, the strength card had also come out in reverse, meaning there are some times in your life where you feel quite weak or you feel like you want to give up. You may not say it, but it's an energy that comes out when the low frequency comes out. And so they want you to pay attention to why that happens. Why is that a thing? Literally ask yourself. That's where this wisdom is coming in to focus on it, because it's like all of a sudden you may hit a rough patch and then the whole world comes crumbling down on you. So why does it feel so catastrophic when at the bottom of the deck and in the other cards, realistically, this card it says success, like you're headed towards success. So why is it that you're making a mountain out of a molehill, right? That's what I'm hearing for that phrase. Why is it the end of the world if you have to try harder? It's almost like a reminder to build your resilience, not in a forceful way, but what has happened to you in the past that has put you in a state of helplessness sometimes when you have to face challenges. Because when your manifestations come in, and even while you are still manifesting things into your life, it doesn't mean you're not going to face challenges anymore. It means you are still going to face challenges, and so you must learn to face them with grace, consistency, and resilience, so that you can continue on your path instead of allowing them to hit you and bouncing you back and feeling like you're not making progress. Why do you feel like you're not making progress when you hit a challenge, or you're being asked to grow, or you're being asked to expand a little bit more, or you're being asked to look at an aspect of you that needs to be healed, or something for your family. Why does it feel so hard? Why do you know? So like really get curious about it, because also side note, like even as a coach and a healer, if you're constantly feeling like um, things are quite challenging, and you want to give up, it's a great time to turn inwards and do a lot of self-reflection on self-worth and self-love, and what you were taught when you were younger, and ask yourself if you're sabotaging. Literally ask yourself, am I sabotaging this right now? Or could I bring a little bit more strength to my situation to help myself? Can I help myself? Like, can I give myself permission to help myself? Right? Because sometimes you have to invoke that on yourself. I give myself permission to help myself. Because sometimes we're our biggest block, right? So make sure you are taking care of yourself in the best way possible. Hi, Zawadi. Hello, Ideala. Oh, damn, I was seriously always wanting to be saved, but I always ended up saving the masculine energy. Oh, Lord, I feel myself balancing both energies out. Yeah, that savior energy, right? It's a learned helplessness. It's a learned helplessness. Oh, if only someone would solve all of my problems, it would be so great. It's like, well, you could alleviate yourself from the problems if you face your problems. Huh. You know, and in some way, shape, or form, when you feel that with manifestation of like, I just want someone to come save me, or I just want to be swept up, all those things, it's also a sign of unintentional manipulation that you will put on other people, right? Because it's like you're pulling on them if they come into your life. And usually some like people who do that will sometimes have tendencies of being overly needy, whether they see it or not, because they don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to look at themselves. So definitely do your best to balance your energy as much as you can. I've been really confused and feeling lost in my romantic relationship lately. It feels like I either love or really dislike the man currently. I'm just tired of him and feel safer alone. Yeah, it sounds like something just needs to come up and heal. Needed to hear that one. I do think I self-sabotage. Yeah, so many people do it. So many people do it. It's quite common. It's quite common. I'm gonna go into live polls and put the Cash App up. Shantae, I'm gonna get off TikTok. So if you want to continue to watch the reading or join the live polls, come over to YouTube so that you can participate. I'm gonna end the TikTok here. So hopefully you heard it. Okay, good. Okay, I'll see you soon. Let me get off this. For everybody who is here, I will put this on the screen. So I will start Tarot 10. So you can send $10 to Cash App, and I will do a flashcard 2-card spread for you and give you a quick answer. So if anybody needs it, I'll be keeping an eye on my Cash App just to make sure. Let me go back to my second. That was so fast. Feels safer to keep yourself down sometimes, I suppose, and you can't fall so far down if you do fall. Exactly. Sometimes it is easier because it's safer, right? Change requires us to be very different, and it's the unknown. And sometimes it can feel quite daunting or heavy in the beginning, but it's quite exhausting to stay in that energy after a while. I made it. Oh, hi. But I'm excited for the card pulls. Yay. I just like to listen to you. Yeah, if anybody wants a tarot 10, just let me know. I'll keep an eye on my phone. So it's $Flourishase. You send $10. Sometimes it takes a second for it to go through. So if I don't, like, also put it in the chat if you are wanting one, so I know as well. I miss the magic over here. The vibes are always beautiful and authentic. Ah, how's everybody doing today? Otherwise, and also if you're just tuning in, I'm teaching candle magic and petition. Mia, I just got yours. Petition writing and spell work on Thursday in preparation for Dia de los Muertos. So if that's something you want to learn about, come join us on Thursday. Please go for the gift. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, Mia. What do I need to know right now? Okay, I got you. Oopsie. What? Is that how I do it? I didn't know my space bar does that. Oh no, child. I said 2. Nia, you guys always have a lot to say. Nia, I just keep hearing conviction, like has to do with their business. There is this you need to deepen your, it's weird, they're just snapping. You need to deepen your love for your business. You're having beliefs coming up again or are in you that need to leave around your success. This belief of success. You will be convicted, like you will have that energy for with other people, but you won't do it for yourself. It's almost like you're going through the motions of running your business, but behind the energy, you don't believe it. But you're really good at busying yourself. We have the 10 of Pentacles here in reverse. And we also have the Queen of Swords. Like, and literally the way they're presenting this energy of you will come off as very balanced and, you know, doing these things, but behind you there is this doubt about money. This 10 of Pentacle energy in reverse. And they're saying, if you can, like, you have the discipline, but it's like you need to take the conviction with reversing this 10 of Pentacles self-doubt. It's like there's this belief of, if I continue to do the things, I will naturally just let it go. But no, there's something there in your shadow that's still hiding. You're going to be successful, but you block it. You block it subconsciously. They need you to focus on your money energy, your shadow money. Is that making sense, Nia? Because I was feeling it in my chest. Like at first it just like constricted and then like released. Nia, is that making sense? We don't have Cash App and JA. Is there another option? Yeah. So I also have, if you want to do, let me see. Some people before were also sending it through my, I have Venmo and PayPal. I can put those in the chat too if you want. If you go to the description, you will see it there towards the bottom. Okay, it makes sense. Yeah, they need you to focus on that. For the collective, literally my phone says difficult situations create resilient people. So let that be further confirmation for everybody. That's your homework this week. I'm gonna end it there. You're going to be successful. Stop worrying. Stop worrying about it. Yeah, it's a party of justice to be successful. You just still don't believe it. Of course. Whatever you need to do this week to focus on your money healing. Also, check in with your father energy. There's something there. Something with money and your father. My fire in general, too many things has been low. Now take care of yourself, Mia. You busy yourself in other people's business too much. Focus on yourself. Okay? I know you know what that means. Ideala. Ideala. That's what I need to know right now. I'll do that homework. Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, there's something there. You'll find it. Yeah, Mia, your light needs help. Your light. Ideala, it's really healthy. Ideala, you are deep in your gifts. Mm-hmm. Hold on. We're going to redo that. Ideala. You need to focus on the future. Your They want you to focus on creating peace and where you are headed, because it's like whatever is happening around you, it's pulling your like I can literally see your energy like going backwards. Not that you are doing backward work. It's like it's something is pulling your energy backwards. There's something around you that's like testing you. It might be a person. It feels like a person. Um, it feels like you're being very patient. But your advice is you need to focus your manifestation energy. You haven't been focusing enough on your like they literally just keep saying manifestation energy on where you are going. It's like you are getting better at being at peace and all of those things, but that's only going to get you a fourth of the way. There is the manifestation steps that you need to take every day to plan your future, because we have the nine of swords here in reverse, so this is you focusing on things that are bringing you joy and happiness versus whatever energy is around you, because it also feels like in the belly, like it has to do with your confidence. There's something with your confidence that is misaligned right now a little bit. um we have the three of wands here, so this is you looking off into the future, but it's almost like this three of wands needs to be manifested. Actively manifest your future. Like don't just like I'm hearing them say like don't just dream about it or daydream, manifest it. Like command it. Like you have very strong manifestation energy but you don't use it. It's like you're sitting in this energy, like you're like this little being, and there's just like pew, 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 all this energy, and they're like, what are you doing with your energy? Focus your energy. Focus your energy. It's one thing to clear energy, because I'm getting, you're very good at clearing, you're really good at peace now, but focus it. Now you need to become disciplined with your focus. Is that making sense? I'm going to stop the reading there. Otherwise, I'll talk forever. Is that making sense? Hi, soul sister. Yay! Yeah, we're doing flash readings right now. Yes, that's making a lot of sense. Okay, good. It feels like that. You just focus your energy. Like you have a lot of it, just like like mold it all together and send it down its tube. Hi, Victoria. Let me check. If anybody wants a tarot 10, if you can't do Cash App, let me know, because there's also the Venmo and the PayPal link. But also write it in the chat if you do something so that I can see it. Okay, you sent yours on PayPal. Okay, let me pull it up right now. Okay, I got it. Do you have a specific question, or do you want like what you need to know right now? For anybody who's getting a flash read, this is just a reminder that we're not doing will this lever come back to me. I'm not doing any specific questions on what you should do with your finances, and I'm not going to answer any questions that cause harm to you or somebody else. Shantae, do you want general what you need right now, or something specific? I know there's a delay, so no rush. Oh, we got something popping up. What I need to know right now. Okay. I will do that. One sec. You had like a swarm of orishas, and then ancestors would pop in right away. Um, but the main message that they had or have for you is, we are slowing you down so you can learn how to put your guard down, so you can receive. Because I also heard someone in there say, you may not have realized it, but you've been quite defensive for a good part of your life, quite protective, quite defensive, quite, I'm hearing on your own, on your own. And so it's almost like they're teaching you how to even trust the spiritual realm, but specifically with your ancestors, because you're not going to be able to manifest what you are wanting to manifest without their connection. Because there's very much so an energy of, if you can't trust us, you're going to have a very hard time trusting people in the real world, like the people we bring you, the people who are going to give you opportunities, because like, there's this energy in you that wants to rush. It's like a rush, 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 rush that sits somewhere like here sometimes, maybe a little in your feet. Maybe massage your feet. They want you to sit in like a seat of contemplation and like be within peace. Because even it seems with your magic, you will busy yourself, even with your magic. But can you trust yourself that your magic will always be there and that you don't have to be busy? What is this busy? What is this guard? And there's this reminder to be stronger, not like strength strong or like I'm going to bust things down strong. That's not going to help you. I'm going to be strong for me. Like, I'm going to be my big advocate. I'm going to help myself. I'm going to speak with my ancestors. I'm going to love them and let them love me so I can learn to receive love. It's like they're communicating with you to see if you will trust them, that you can learn to trust. You've had a hard time with trusting people. That's your advice. Slow down and let your guard down, and you'll know what to do next. There's something they're trying to tell you right now. Is that making sense, Shantae? Clocking into work. Have a beautiful time at work. Shalom. Hi. Good night, Tawadi. Shantae, is that making sense? Just and okay. Yeah, it's something around your business they want to tell you. It's like you're building a deeper, loving relationship with them. And also like you don't have to see it so much as like them like telling you what to do, you can also express to them how you feel. Like love, like a love exchange. Okay. You just keep saying okay. If okay means you understand, okay. Yeah. Deeper intimacy with them. Tell them what you are feeling. You know? Bridge the gap. I get it. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Okay, Zawadi. Good night, Victoria. Bobby, Bob, let me see. Okay, I saw your question. Explain the two women that divide my heart. Okay. Yeah, ideal. Zawadi, you're always doing that. I love it. Keeps you on my toes. I know. I always think Zawadi's going to bed. Okay, Bob. Let's see. Bob, there is this. You have immediately when I started pulling the energy, like a guide was like, you have an energy within you that already knows that one of them is not going to be a good fit. But for some reason, you are hanging on to one because of a mother wound. There's a mother wound. There's something with your emotions that feels familiar to you, but it's not a good option. Because we have the Three of Wands here, like you being in an energy of thinking about the future. And then we have the Queen of Cups here in reverse, which is like you not paying attention to your emotions, but also could lend itself to having mother wounds that are not being looked at. If you sit down with your journal and maybe write aspects about each person, you're going to probably see that one of them is not very aligned with the life that you are wanting to build. That's what that energy feels like. But you are refusing to walk away from the past. And so it makes it hard for you because it feels familiar and it feels like it resonates, but at a soul level, it doesn't actually resonate. And so you have to get to the core of what your heart is telling you. Maybe this other person will be a slow burn, like you have to build and work towards it, which sometimes happens with new relationships because you have new energy, new version of yourself. It's like you're being presented an old version of yourself and a new version of yourself. So which part are you going to choose? But they want you to not be afraid to walk away from one person if you need to, like when you're ready. It's okay. But you have to decide what is best for you and what life you want to build. Like they literally just keep saying, like, what is best for you in the future? What is best for you? What can you build with this other partner that's going to be a good match to you? It almost feels like there's like something clouding this other person, like it's like a trauma or that's like clouding your judgment. Yeah, if you want to do that too, that's also okay. Until you can clear the energy, do what is best for you, because there's definitely like this there's something happening with your emotions, and like a mother wound, like a doesn't have to necessarily be a mother, it could be like a feminine energy in you that is leaning, that you're like using from a wounded place to be in the relationship, and you need a little bit more stability and clarity for your future. Like, think about your future. That's what this Three of Wands is. That's your advice. So write it down for yourself, or if you want to script your future and see what you're wanting, then make that decision. But you have to think about your, like, they just keep saying future. Focus on your future. Don't get caught up. Focus on your future. Focus on your future. Is that making sense, Bob? Hello, Angela. Yeah, take the space you need to get clarity. I'm going to end the reading there. We're doing Tarot 10 if anybody needs a reading. You're welcome to send it to CashApp. I also have in the description the donation link for PayPal and Venmo. You could use if you want as well. You there, Bob? That makes sense? And just a reminder, if anybody wants to do a Tarot 10, you can ask what you need to know. But I won't be answering any like financial decisions or if an old love is going to come back to you. They have both been traumatized in two directions. His future sounds exhausting. Yeah, you need to focus on yourself. One of them is like one potentially you could build a future with, but you need to look at your own trauma before you make that decision. You do. It's like a blocked energy channel with feminine energy. Future sounds exhausting. Take it one day at a time, Bob. Take it one day at a time. If you're not ready, you're not ready. You know what I mean? But one's definitely a no. Why does this do this? Je ne comprends pas. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer, then I'm going to head out. If anybody has a question they want to ask. Ay, ay, ay. Does anybody else have a question that they want to ask before we get going in a couple minutes? Anybody want to dance around? Oh, my cacao's cold again. You're also welcome to ask another question if you need it, whatever you need. Anybody? Bueller, 111 on the clock. I've tried to heal the mother wound. How is that going, Zawadi? The mother wound is severe. I would say the mother wound is like sometimes the hardest wound to heal other than the father wound. Because the mother wound is the frequency of also Pachamama, of birth, of identity. Like the mother wound radiates so large. Like the father wound is also big, but the mother wound, because it's like the creator energy. A lot of people have some hurdles when they face their mother wounds. I've tried that you spoke about, but how would I know? Like, how would you know what to heal? How do you know it's healed? I mean, healing the mother wound is ongoing. When you get to a point in your life when you feel at peace with who you are, with your self-worth, with your identity, with your deservingness, and you are able to reparent yourself naturally and still navigate life peacefully and with compassion, that's a good sign that you've started to come into acceptance with your mother wounding. Because the mother wound is the creator energy. So let's say, like for instance, if mothers are the ones energetically who are there to nurture you, who are there to love you, who are there to care for you, to help you grow up, to feed you. They're the ones that kind of mold your mind in many ways. And so if there's any aspect of your life that has a lot of shadow energy around it, like negative thinking, not being able to hold money, unable to receive love, like all of those are part of your mother wounding. All of it, because anything that falls under nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself and your autonomy, your sovereignty will fall under a mother wound, because you likely didn't receive the nurturing, the understanding, the guidance that you needed when you were younger. So now you are reparenting yourself in many aspects. And so when you get to a place where you can confidently be yourself, you are in identity transcendence, meaning you know who you are through and through, regardless of what people say. You are financially sovereign. You can nurture and self-care, like all those things quite naturally, and it becomes like a language for you, not just something you plug and chug, but it's a language for you, and it's how you live your life, right? You prioritize your nurturing over other aspects of, like, I'm not going to be tempted to do this because I don't believe in doing that, because I nurture myself, right? You actively choose nurturing. That's a huge sign you are in acceptance and in the embodiment of, like, I wouldn't say having fully healed your mother wound, but are actively in acceptance and in peace and actively rewriting the story for yourself. So if you think about it, like anybody who really goes through More Than Worthy, they go through a deep healing journey of mother wounds and father wounds and uh, financial sovereignty of their crafts, of their business, because it's all related. It's all related. You can't like you can't heal your anxiety or depression and or become like fully functioning and things like that if you don't know how to take care of yourself. And that's like mother wounding, because you are the mother energy. Everybody has mother energy. But if you can't take care of yourself, like if you eat really poorly, if you don't sleep very well, if you don't make decisions for yourself, if you are self-sabotaging, don't take action, those are still mother woundings, right? If you don't trust yourself. And again, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like your direct mother. It could be whoever raised you, whether it was someone or a community or a lack of that presence. Because we are a direct reflection of our own upbringing. So whatever that looks like will show you who you are today, and then you heal from there. But always looking at that nurturing side, right? It's that care. For me, it looked like um, not driving myself into the ground. I had to learn how to take care of myself. I had to learn to not take shit from other people, because my mother was very much a martyr energy, and so she also kind of energetically took it out on us to pinpoint and like point and be negative and all those things, even though she wasn't fully conscious of it, but she would do it actively, like to shame us because she felt judged. And so I had to then learn how to nurture myself to make better decisions and to care for me and my body and my food and my heart, because those weren't being tended for when I was younger, not in the way that I needed as a child, right? Like like I needed nurturing, I needed a safe place, I needed to know that it was safe to be me, to have thoughts, to have emotions, to express, to dance, not shaming or projecting or hiding your emotions or abandoning, leaving me in places. Like, that was not nurturing. So I went on a journey to reparent myself. And so now all of those tendencies, they don't really come up as much anymore, because I know how to nurture myself, and I'm ruthless about it. I'm very ruthless about it because I worked very hard at it. So it's like it becomes a who you are, becomes who you are. You become the mother energy. Okay, now I understand. I was honestly confused. I'm glad you understand about like mother wounding. I mean, great question, Zawadi. It's a great question. If anybody else has questions, I'm happy to answer them, because it's important to understand, right? Because on social media, a lot of people talk about healing mother wounds and father wounds, but they don't tell you where the hell it comes from. And all you think about is, oh, well, my mother used to be mean to me, right? And so then you're like, I'm going to be nice to myself. And that's as far as you go. And then you're like, gee, I can't seem to do all these other things. And it's like, well, your mother wound or your father wound is so much deeper than that, because it's masculine energy and feminine energy, which everybody has. And so when it's imbalanced, we are severely imbalanced in our money, how we talk to people, how we receive energy, our get up and go, right? With the masculine energy very heavily tied to like father wounding, especially if you're femme, you know what I mean? Like being able, if you're a femme who wants to receive a more masculine energy, gender aside, like being able to receive them means you have to look at your father wounding, because it's the masculine energy you are receiving. Like, it's directly tied into it. So, asking yourself, like, was it safe for me around my father or this father figure or this masculine figure? What did I learn about masculines? How did they treat me? Do I feel safe, right? And that is also a very, like, different journey. And, for me, trigger warning, like, I was assaulted many times and, raped and that kind of stuff. So I have to actively choose to feel safe around masculine energy. And I do it very cautiously, because I know what my past is and I know what I need to in order to feel safe. And so, even going back, like, I didn't talk to my father for a very long time. Because we just never really got along. And so I decided on my own that in order for me to heal it, and he was alive, I was going to address it with him so that I could learned I could receive masculine energy even within myself without it being toxic, like overworking and that kind of stuff too, or like receiving masculines in my life that acted like my father, right? Because you'll usually end up attracting a version of someone in your family because that's what you're used to until you heal that wound. If your father was, narcissistic and things like that, you'll likely attract narcissistic people into your life. Yes. Thank you, I guess. Yeah. Good. Yeah, it's really important to pay attention to those things. It's very, very, very important. Shantae, what are you thinking? Is that a as in thinking? I went through a similar process with my father. It was so exhausting and hurtful. Yeah, it's so challenging. It's very challenging, depending on your relationship, right? My father and I had a big blowout. Big, big, big blowout. We're so different, but also similar on certain things until we came to a healthy, like, okay, this is just who you are, this is just who I am. Like, can we peacefully get along? I'm not gonna always trust you with everything. And that's what I said, right? Like, I don't know if I will ever trust you, but I trust you with what I can now, and I navigate with caution and privacy because that's all I can give you. Finding peace. I'm glad it's useful. Thank God we're in a better place. I'm glad. And it's nice too when you have the opportunity to be able to make peace while they are still alive. Not saying you have to, but sometimes it's easier. Yes, I'm thinking. You're thinking. What are you thinking? What's popping up? It was going. It was ongoing for years. Same. It's exhausting until you move towards it. You move towards it. And it'll always happen. Like in that video I was just sharing, right? Like, heal your mother and father wounds, and you will then be released onto your destined path. Because without healing your mother and father wounds, not saying you won't continue to heal, but without deeply healing and coming to acceptance, you will not be released onto your destined path. It won't happen because in order to be in your destiny, especially for light workers and healers and us artists, people who are visible, we have to be secure. And God's not going to put us in front of people unless we are not going to cause more harm to them. And, we're not perfect, but if our mission in life, like, if part of my mission in life is to be a light for other people, I have to be very balanced. I have to have taken the journey. I have to help people see their way out. I have to be able to recognize when they're in pain and not project onto them that sort of stuff, and letting them know that there is peace at the end of that journey. But if you are released on to your destined path without having done a lot of the healing, you become harmful to yourself and everybody else around you. And so God will keep you in containment until it's time for you to be released, and you have successfully come to acceptance and are responsible enough to be revealed to the world. And it will come in stages. Yes, it is good. I'm happy you explained that type of wound doesn't necessarily have to come from a biological mother, but mother figures as well. Oh, good. I'm glad it brought a lot of clarity. Yeah, it could be any feminine energy, any feminine energy. Because, like it or not, we subconsciously also see feminines and believe them to all be nurturing. And so, as you grow up, like any feminine, even a neighbor or a grandmother or like someone else's mother, right? Like, we see them when you're younger as someone who's supposed to protect us. It's innate. And so we learn things from them. And we can still be wounded. We could still be heavily wounded. The mother wound is just like a great way to explain how the wounding works energetically, but it doesn't have to be your physical mother at all. Yes, I feel so stuck. I also feel tired because I feel like I'm really trying my best to move forward. Yeah, I totally get that. Where do you feel stuck? What are you questioning right now? Oops, missed one. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and them who is willing to listen. Absolutely happy to help, Peter. I'm thinking about what and where those wounds might be. I literally just got off the phone with my dad. How did you feel afterwards? I'm doing all that I can to find purpose, financial abundance. Yeah. You know, sometimes we don't have to look for it. That's the beauty of being in that containment. Or, you know, if like you read the Bible or anything like that, not saying you have to, but for anybody, like when you go into the pit, I wrote a poem about that, about the pit, about my time healing with my family. It's Peter, convenient Peter's here. You go into the pit and then you are released. And you spend time in solitude, healing, contemplating, releasing, not being angry anymore. When you cannot be angry and hurt about those situations, you are released. My talents more independent. Have you been working on your business? Please do my reading. Did you send a cash app? Sandeep, did you send one? Did you send money? Where did you send it? I don't see anything on Cash App. It's $10. And write in the comments where you sent it with your question, and I will do your reading. Otherwise, there's no reading. It just reminds. Oh, okay. So right here, if you have Cash App, I'll put on the screen. So you can send $10 to $Flourishase on Cash App. And I will pull 2 quick cards to answer your question. I'm not answering questions about any financial decisions or if a love is going to come back to you or anything harmful to yourself or somebody else. So you can send money that way. If you don't have Cash App, in the description, there is a link for PayPal and a link for Venmo. Once you send it there, you can either when you send it, put it in the description, your question, or you can put it in the chat and let me know when you sent it. Does that make sense, Sandeep? It just reminds me that he cares about me and that I don't have to figure out everything for him and that he loves me and I should let him help me. Yeah. Isn't that a beautiful journey? The realization that you are more loved and helped than sometimes you realize. Yes, I am. You are there. Yeah. It has to do with you getting outside. How often are you getting outside and like exploring your crafts and things like that? Like physically letting people know about your crafts. It feels like that's what's slowing you down. Yeah, I will answer career. Mhm. Hi, Kevin. We're doing Tarot 10 if you need anything. Yes, we'll do. Okay, Sandeep, just let me know when you send it. Huh. Me? I don't remember what I said. Oh, I think just for your father. I think it's beautiful. Let me see. Hold on. Nothing's loaded yet. Christ consciousness. Exactly. You know, when I left my containment, the last message that I like someone prayed over me, and one of the last messages that they gave me, because I was sitting there literally at the altar crying, as people say, take it to the altar. I did every week. And someone was praying over me because I knew God was about to release me because He told me. And I just said, how do I do this? Like, is there anything I need to know? And they just looked at me and said, God said He's going to show you how to love all of His children unconditionally. And I will learn on the way. But I must learn how to love everybody unconditionally, even the ones who are troublesome. And I said, okay, as long as you show me. When you can get to that energy, you are released. You are released. And then it's a journey of continuing to being tested and creating trust falling. It's a lot of trust falling over and over and over again. And then your visions get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then you are wrapped. It feels like you're like wrapped in angel wings. And then you get like triple the amount of messengers as you got before because God's trying to keep you on your path. And so even if you're like, should I do this? God will just make it clear for you. You won't even hear from them anymore. People just disappear. Not like the same before. Like they just disappear. Nothing. So nothing is in question anymore. You just listen to God. And you love wherever you go. Because that's all God wants you to do is just be the frequency of love and pour into His children in whatever way you can. That's why a lot of healers like myself who are with God a lot, we use all of our skills because God says just create, be creation, bring joy. Like, however, because the thing about all loving all of God's children is every child receives love differently. And so it's not very advantageous to God to have only people receive love through visions. That's not helpful because people go through life wanting to see love all around them because they're still very external. And so maybe they find love in an art gallery or in someone's really cool clothes or them stopping and giving you a donation or a meal that day or a live video or a reel or like whatever it is like and so like God teaches you once you can come to acceptance of who you are and that confidence to just create from your God center, and you are released to go spread love. You know what I mean? It can be a big task, but it's not because you're not alone. At my son's orientation, I sold some of my products. Beautiful. My dance class, I did whenever it's possible, I do. What are you questioning then? Is it growth? Nice. Love without a condition, absolutely. Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves love. Even the ones who hurt so many people hurt because they don't know love. they forgot. Someone didn't love them well. And so you like take on that energy of, God is so forgiving. God waits and watches and always shows. I'm thinking a lot about your message from earlier. Trust falling in the spirit realm has been hard, but building trust takes time. So I do need to be patient. Oh, yeah, it takes time. Even with spiritual love, our ancestors love us so much. They too unconditionally love. Their love is different. Their love is different. Orisha love is very different. But they love you just the same. And they work with God to help you. And just, yeah, I love that. Just be patient. Allow them to love you. Allow them to guide you, like they did at the gas station. That's the thing too. I do love wherever I go, but it's the betrayal and hurt. I'm working on forgiveness more also. Yeah. Keep working on the forgiveness. The attachment to betrayal and hurt will eventually go away. It goes away. But always the betrayal and hurt is just wounding. And for anybody who needs extra guidance, like I invite you to come join More Than Worthy if you need to go step by step. That's why I created it. It's very divinely led. It's always right on time. And I love seeing when people come in and they're like, see, this lesson is so on time. I'm like, I know, because I know God's steps. And so there's a pattern to healing. It's a pattern to moving with God and a frequency. Especially if you've been through trauma and all those things and you're used to doing stuff on your own and you feel betrayal. Like my program's very good because I hold the container for you with God and your ancestors. We call them all in from the beginning. So then you can relax. You can relax and let whatever needs to come out come. And you can be transformed within this cocoon. Yes, receiving the love. Yeah, receiving love can be challenging. It gets easier. I'm opening my heart too, as you said. Beautiful. Yeah, a heart space opening can feel quite the journey, I'd say. Quite the journey. And as you progress on your spiritual journey, you will physically feel it more intense because you're merging with the spiritual realm. And so when your ancestors or God is like pressing you to get the pain out of you, or your soul is pressing it away, you will feel the manifestation in your body. Whenever I know I'm going through a big heart transformation, I feel so much pain in the parts that it's moving through. The point where sometimes I feel like I can't breathe. And then I get on my mat and I do my breath work. I talk to God, I swim, and I run and I eat really well. So I can alchemize it out of my body with safety and love. Of course, if I had the dinero, I would have been the front of class, no doubt. I know, Zawadi. The program will be there whenever you need it, whenever it's time. It's 100%. So I keep saying yes, hello, but being open is such a good thing. It seems so easy, but it's the scabs. Scabs, I love, that's a great way to put it. And wounds that make it hard. Forgiveness for me is easy. I do struggle with receiving with I do struggle with receiving love. If you struggle with receiving love, then you have not forgiven fully. They are happening in tandem. You may think that you have forgiven, but If you have truly forgiven, you can receive because it is no longer attached. So there might be something there for you to uncover. Oh my God, my heart space opening sometimes feel like an asthma attack. Yeah, that's normal. You're very deep in the spiritual realm. And when you have orishas and deities, and even if you work with angels, right? If Raphael shows up, every time I know, if I sense Raphael coming, I'm like, dang, I'm about to be laid out. Like, I love you, Raphael. Please be gentle. Raphael's like, time to heal. Come here. Squeeze it out of you. And Onibus is like, come on down to the shadows. Okay. And they help just get it out. They put you in situations where they're like, I like to do little arrows and goes, like, ow, that hurt. And then you're like, I'm triggered. Yay. You noticed. No, I'm just kidding. That's how I like to explain it. Everything happens for us. The forgiveness is it's so big. So it's so important. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's funny, right? I feel like it's so funny. I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh because I know now. I know now. And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it laughing. They're like, come on, child. You got a thinky face and an eyeball. Are you reflecting? They're very intertwined. They say you can't hide from it. Oh no, you can. They will always find you. Especially like in the spiritual realm. Once you are there, you're marked. You know? They will always find you. You want change, you want manifestation, you want all these things. They're like, okay, you called it in yourself. When I'm praying, I do welcome archangels. Do they come around me? Archangels always come when you ask. They may not come in the same form, but they will come in some sense. Usually, if I call in archangels, they come in like human form. Raphael will sometimes just come in energy form. But when Raphael first came in human form, it scared the shit out of me. Because like I've said in other videos, archangels, their energy is just energy. It's fierce energy because they're archangels and the seraphim. So they don't have the same tact as like an ancestor that will play games. Or like an Odisha or something. They do it in a very different way. Archangels just zap and say something weird, and then they like can't contain the energy. And they're not there for very long because people can't hold the frequency of archangels and the person doesn't know that they're doing it. But they will come in many forms. Ask them to confirm for you. I'm sure if you ask them to, they would. We're gonna bring it up and you're gonna alchemize. Yeah, exactly. That's what they do. Your whole journey is like that. Your whole journey. That's what expansion is. If you consistently were on a path where things were changing, you would never grow. You would never evolve. You would just be the same old rock over there, just sitting. You know what I mean? I sometimes see messages on Pinterest. Yeah, they will speak in many ways. Forgiveness after the other three. What do you mean, other three? Yes, very helpful information. Good, I'm glad. Like angel cards. Yeah, exactly. The spiritual realm will speak in whatever way they choose to. And that's one thing I love about the spiritual realm. And I always tell people do not let other people's or your mind make you think that the spiritual realm will not speak through you through an avenue. It will speak to you just like the universe will speak through anything it chooses to speak to you through, because it can. And when you believe that, your entire reality gets turned upside down and you can receive more messages. It's the most beautiful thing. You know, you look inside a bag and it has a secret message and you start crying. Your whole life turns into that. And you're like, you're so great, you're supporting me. Does anybody else need a tarot 10? I forgot. I already forgot. Oops. Thank God every day I found tea on YouTube through the ocean video. Aww. I'm going to screenshot that. It's so cute. I like to save my favorite ones. Yeah, that day that I posted that, Oshun asked me to. Because Oshun was like, help my children. Okay, like just show me what to do. And she's like, I will tell you. They're very loving. I believe that. So 20 minutes I got called a word lock and the devil is talking to me, not God, because I use tarot. When I said I rebuke and renounce you, Jezebel, they stopped both times. Yeah, good. Yeah, it happens. It is what it is. It's just energy. It's just people. You know what I mean? There was someone on here calling me all sorts of names. It's okay. Doesn't bother me any. We let it go. We send them love and compassion. We know it's not true. God frequency. My coach says God mode on. We love unconditionally. It's like if you had a child in front of you that was just going bananas, you wouldn't sit there and like hurt them. Oh, you would let them get it out. You would let them get it out. You would let them express, ask questions if you feel like it. If it's your child, it's different, right? If it's an adult just being bananas, you know, it's just like, okay, you know, sending you love, God mode. You have to try a little harder. But if it's a kid that's like screaming, yelling, kicking, doing all those things, like, no, you wouldn't be mean to them. Oh wait, I read that one. Yes, I ask Spirit to in the manner in which I can and will overstand. Beautiful. Yes, see, and that you do. Aww. It's the one in the house with me that you said my ancestors was watching. Yeah, keep praying. You're just being tested. Keep your protection high. Keep praying to God for every single sign you mentioned in that video. Boom, confirmation. Yay! Yeah, Oshun is a very beautiful messenger. And I am Oshun Messenger as well. Message. It's like Oshun, what do you want me to say? Roger. She was actually asking me to make another video. So I need to do that. It's an adult that acts like a legit child. Everybody does at some point. It's just their spirit. They're just hurt. Do you have compassion for them or no? Not yet. I'm always curious. Sometimes if you can see into people's energy, it can help you feel more compassion for them. Not that you have to, but to help with understanding them. Not that you have to do that either, but it will give you some peace. You know, sometimes when I see people who are just really hurtful, it's like, you must have had a very hard life. It's like, I know you weren't born like this. Like, have understanding sometimes. Like, we know that. I know that as a healer. even if someone is quite wretched. Whoever was supposed to love you didn't do their job. And now look. And that just is what it is. And you can't force someone to heal or anything like that, but it's a part of being a healer. If your path is to be a healer, you have to learn that with anybody you see. True healing is not gatekeeping. True healing is not judgment at all. It's compassion. And as I think it was Peter maybe who said Christ consciousness, absolutely. Unconditional love. And it doesn't have to look like you doing things for them. You know? When a turtle woman speaks with joy from the heart, I listen with gratitude. What do you mean, turtle woman? What's turtle woman? I'm curious what turtle woman means. Do tell us, Peter. I love turtles. I think I was telling it the other day, I was swimming in the ocean. Everybody goes diving, but I've always been like this because of my energy. Everybody goes diving places to find turtles. And I was just standing in the ocean, like looking around, and then up pops a turtle. I was like, oh, a turtle. And we just look at each other and gaze into each other's eyes. Oh, a totem. Ah, I love turtles. In what culture? Or does it have one, or just where does that phrase come from? Thanks so much for the reading and this discussion in space, guys. I'm going to say goodnight. Good night, Shante. I'll make sure to catch the live next week. Beautiful. Hope to see you this week in class. So we can set intentions. It would be good for you to be there. I do have compassion for her. I was told not to engage by spirit. She goes out her way when I show that all the time. She takes that as weakness. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm glad you don't need to engage. Yeah. I'm glad you have compassion. That will help you. She's a covert narc. Peace and love, Shanta. Native. Which native? I don't know very much. So when I was younger, my mother would take me a lot to powwows because of our family. Like Isa and Choctaw. But like we never had enough time to learn. Never had enough time to learn. I was so entranced with the energy there when I was younger. I loved powwows because I felt at home there. And I remember making my first song there and all the things, making friends, learning how to dance. In this life, Scandinavia. Scandinavia. Um, let me look at something. You know what's funny? I don't know if it was my mom or somebody else, but I think Scandinavia had come up on something. I'm gonna see. Oh, I don't think I'm logged out. I don't think I saved it. Oh wait, no. Let's see. I can't. Oh no, I didn't save it. Thought I did. Oh no, I did. I was like, why does Scandinavian sound so familiar? It was because it popped up on my genealogy. Teeny bitty bit. Very tiny bit. Turtle. Turtle woman. I will look it up. Scandinavian race. Death metal. You like death metal? I'm gonna go in a couple minutes. Thank you, Peter, for sharing that. Everybody, thank you for sharing your stories. I love story time. Blessed day. I will pull one more card before I get going. I need to rest. And eat my soup. Norway, Sweden. Kevin, do you say your prayers every day? Psalm 23, specifically Psalms. No, I want to see another turtle. Love turtles. I love turtles so much. I don't know why, but I think they're so cool. Yesterday, someone was like, "What you just said reminds me of what's his name from Nemo, the turtle." It's like, noggin keeps coming up. I don't know why. But I didn't have Nemo sheets for a while because why not? Have fun. Kevin, are you still here? I'm gonna pull one card before we get going. I'm getting a lot of visions and I'm tired. Oh my closest energy out. I have enough visions. Did you hear my question? For you, yes, you say your psalms every night. Say your psalms in the night and in the day when you feel tense energy. That's just the impression I got. Hope that's okay. Absolutely. I'm going to look more into it. I love when people share. I'm always curious. Everything happens for a reason, you know? It's the best way for a community to learn. Everybody shares. But remember, for all of you, wherever you are in your path, unconditionally love. And redefine it for yourself what that looks like. It doesn't mean you give everything away. It doesn't mean you take a piece. It means you unconditionally love. Ah, little spider. Hello. Where are you going? You are lost, my friend. I don't want you to get trapped in here. Hold on. Come on, buddy. Out the door you go. Before you lost. Probably gonna climb right back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Say Psalm 23. Tonight before you go to bed and in the rising. When you feel that energy distance. I say it once a day. It's good for you to say it once a day. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more card before we go. There's the energy. I will share that I'm feeling. Your pantalones. Yeah. You like them? I like them too. Like I said, you know how I said, or you said I always stand up to show you? I love my pantalones. Yes. I have a matching robe for you. Okay, let's pull one more card before we get going. Thanks everybody for joining tonight. I really hope to see you all on Thursday. Our final card for the night is safe travel. This card does talk about traveling, literally, like packing your bags, but it also pertains to taking a safe trip to the unknown within yourself, which I feel like is a great way to end this reading and this live, because many of you are on the journey of navigating the self, right? The unconditionally loving part. You never really ended, but sometimes you do go through these phases. I don't know if you can see it. You go through these phases where the ocean is like this. It's tumultuous, but you stay here. Take the higher perspective. Connect with the universe. Connect with God. You are heavily protected from this storm, even if it feels like you are in it. Yes, my favorite. I'm being distracted, okay? Yeah. You're going to be all right. Focus on your passion. Good night, everybody. Turtle Woman is out of here. Good night, everybody. I'm sending you lots of love. I really do hope to see you all on Thursday for Candle Magic. We're also going to be doing petition writing. And also, let me double check real quickly. My affirmation says, I am full of light, love, and good vibrations. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Ashe, 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 ashe. Ashe, ashe. Friday for the art of love and magnetism. Let me pull it up. We're going over pleasure as power. That doesn't necessarily mean sexually, but we're like alchemizing so everybody knows. And then Monday is always magic to market for divinely led businesses. So I'll see you all later. Happy to help. Bye. Love you. Appreciate you too. Get lots of rest. Happy to help. Good night, everybody. I'll see you later.